Hey guys, I'm Ty the Dog Guy, and I want to tell you about our puppy training program. And our puppy training program is completely unique, completely different than what anybody else around the country is doing, seriously. And so I want to spend just a couple minutes telling you about it because this is going to save you some time, because you're going to hear this and one of two things are going to happen. You're going to be like, no, doesn't sound like my cup of tea. That's totally cool. You don't need to worry about entering your information, scheduling a phone call, any of that. Or some of you are going to hear this and be like, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And then you can enter your information, schedule a phone call, and we'll be talking soon about your dog, your goals, your situation. But like I say, this quick video is just designed to kind of help you understand what's different, because there's a really big disconnect in the dog training world today, especially when it comes to puppies. When you have a puppy, and I'm sure you've seen this, you'll go around and you'll see different group classes, 150, 200, 250 bucks. You're going to see private trainers, charging $500, $1,000, or even doing like these big puppy boot camps, where they keep the dog for a couple weeks and charging thousands of dollars. But here's the big problem. Here's what people want. What people want is over here. They want a dog who they can take off leash hiking. Depending on where you are in the country, maybe that's up in the hills, maybe that's on a beach, maybe that's out in the forest, out in some fields. But they want a dog who has off-leash control that they can take places. They want a dog with on-leash control, meaning they want to go to the vet's office, they want to go to the groomers, they want to go to a pet store, they want to go to a farmer's market. They just want to go on a nice walk in the neighborhood and have their dog listen to them perfectly. They want amazing manners, no jumping, chewing, nipping. They want when people ring the doorbell that the dog calmly waits instead of jumping all over people. And they want to avoid behavior problems like anxiety and aggression and things like that. So here's what people want over here. And here's what dog trainers are offering over here, which is do a 4-week group class. And you can't accomplish any of that. Like after a 4-week group class, your dog's sitting for a treat or lying down for a treat. And people that use us who have done the group classes are like, yeah, I can train my dog to sit and lie down for a treat. And you can. You don't need a professional dog trainer to teach your dog to do that. You can do that. What you want is over here. You want those manners, that obedience, that control, that wonderful relationship, all that great stuff. And what's being offered over here is a couple puppy sessions or some group sessions, or even worse, these boot camps or these board and trains where the dog goes off for 2 weeks and the dog's too young at 3 months old to really get any sort of advanced obedience. So now you paid thousands of dollars and you don't even have a dog that is meeting these goals over here, right? And so that's the big disconnect, is every trainer out there is trying to get you this puppy program, when in reality, everything that you want over here is going to take some time, and that might not be a popular thing to say, that in order to get to your goals, there's going to be time, there's going to be work, there's going to be effort, and that's what's going to take to get over here to get to all these wonderful goals. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell you a little bit and sell you more and sell you more and sell you more and keep upselling you. And the end result is like, what's the goal here? What are we working towards? So we realized that we don't want to do that anymore. So a couple years ago, we met as a company and said, look, we know what clients want. We want these 4 buckets filled: the on-leash bucket, the off-leash bucket, the great manners, and no behavior problems. We know that everybody wants those 4 buckets filled. Why are we doing these basic puppy courses that are barely even addressing any of these things? So that's where we designed our program for our puppy program, which is unlike anything else that's out there. And so here's how it's different. There's 3 stages to it. Number 1 is what we call the here and now, or the puppy primer sessions, or the puppy brain dump sessions, you might call it. And that's where we do some initial private sessions with you to work with you to show you the here and now stuff. Let's make sure the dog's getting house trained as quick as possible, that we're getting over the jumping, chewing, nipping, stealing, trash can stuff that a lot of puppies do. And let's set the foundation for the future, where we've got a dog who is socialized properly, is learning engagement properly, and we're setting the foundation for some great obedience. And so, in any case, we do the phase 1 is getting the here and now stuff done. Once we've done that, we move into our Transform Your Dog in 60 Days program. This is our signature course. This is what people around literally the world get us to help with. Whether it's through our online courses, or they send their dogs to us from around the world. This is our famous program for helping dogs overcome any issues, get some great obedience, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the second part. And then the third part is the ongoing support. We've built a really cool way for people to long-term have access to us as trainers, so that as we get the dog trained over the first several months, then you can engage in maintenance and working the dog through different maturity stages and things like that, using the third stage of our program. So there is no just basic puppy course. We only work with people who are going to go the whole way through and do all three of these stages. And so that's one big difference, is during that first year, there's a lot of contact and a lot of like different touches that we have with our clients as far as, this type of session or this type of session. And we're really taking them by the hand and walking them through the process. So that's the first part. What that means, number two, is this is not a cheap program. Now, it's on par with what you might expect if you were to go to maybe some other trainers and do their basic, their intermediate, their advanced, their blah, blah, blah. It's on par with that, but frankly, it's probably going to be even a little bit more expensive than that, because the results that we get are unlike anything else that any other trainers are producing at this point. And so the prices differ depending on your area, depending on how you decide to do this, because we offer this a couple different ways. But this is not a cheap program. So if you're looking for like the bargain basement, hey, I just need that $150 group course, we're not for you. And frankly, I would recommend you keep your $150, watch some YouTube videos and get it done that way. Because if all you want is just some very basic obedience for treats, you don't need to go hire the trainers, for $150, $200. You can do that on your own. And then the third part that's different about us is we use a balanced approach. So we do use tons of positive motivation, treats, praise, food. We really want the dogs enjoying the work, but we balance that with proper correction, because if you're just using positive reinforcement, you're going to end up with dogs who just listen if you've got a treat in your hand, and we don't want that. And so we use a balanced approach using training collars that come included in the cost of the program. Anyways, it's a wonderful process that we take dog owners through that's not overwhelming. And I want to be clear on that, because like I say, I'm telling you how we're going to have this year-long process, but it doesn't overwhelm our clients, because we do it in an efficient way, using a lot of leverage so that we can do a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And we have all these touch points, and it culminates in this year-old dog who's just amazing and super well trained, and just really that dog that people look at and they're like, gosh, I wish my dog was like your dog. That's what we're producing for people all the time, starting from a puppy but ending with this year-old dog. So like I say, nobody else is doing anything like this. It's designed to go in one cohesive way. So instead of trying to sell you this program and this program and this program, we just have this one program that takes you from start of a puppy, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, 16 weeks, takes you from a young puppy all the way to a dog who's just phenomenally well trained. So if that sounds like it's of interest to you, what I invite you to do is to the right of this video or below this video, depending on what you're watching this on. You're going to see fill out some information. That's going to take you to a page where you can schedule a phone call with one of our trainers. We can talk about exactly how we would customize this for your dog in your area, and we can't wait to help you out. Can't wait to talk to you. So go enter your information, and we'll be talking with you soon.